John Maxwell is quoted as saying, "Life is a matter of choices, and every choice you make makes you. We are the sole reason for the paths our lives are on, whether it is a path of success or regret. Our lives and our futures depend on our choices." In this video, I will be talking about the 4 steps to planning a great future. Welcome to Savvy, where we have lots of practical wisdom to share. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button below, and while you're at it, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more advice here at Savvy. Heraclitus, Marcus Aurelius' famous philosopher, said this: "The content of your character is your choice. Day by day, what you choose, what you think, and what you do is who you become." Most of us think that life is gonna be easy, that everything will be handed to us on a silver platter. This may be the sole reason why most of us don't think things through. Like my friend Joel here. After finishing high school, Joel decided to take a break from studying and did not enroll in college. During this time period, he would often stay at home, play games, and enjoy the break. Joel's parents did not like this and persuaded him to get a job. He was offered a job at the local convenience store, to which Joel agreed to take. After a few months, Joel's parents thought that Joel was wasting his time working jobs like this and persisted in Joel going to college. Joel agreed to go to college and he studied social sciences. After finishing his studies, Joel was in no rush to look for a job, and he decided he wanted to be a barista. He really enjoyed talking with people. Joel thought that he would be satisfied working here until he retired, but after a few years, the cafe Joel worked in sadly went out of business. Joel found a few different office jobs in the following years, but the standard 9-to-5 jobs never fulfilled him. Consequently, he would often quit after just a few months. This cycle continued on until he was 30 years old. It was then he felt the pressure of life weighing him down. He envied his friends who already had secure jobs and moving forward in life and getting married. He also had money problems to deal with, or should I say, lack of money problems, such as rent for the month. You see, he already had an eviction notice. He was also constantly pressured by utility companies for his unpaid bills. With no one else to blame, Joel chose to blame his misfortunes on life itself. He thought to himself that life wasn't fair, and that he was such a nice guy but just had bad luck. Most of his friends offered him jobs in order to help him get his life in order, but Joel declined most of them or left the job in a few weeks. Most of his friends and family just gave up hope in him and decided to let him figure his life out. Perhaps we know someone who is like Joel. So what do we do to avoid being one? Simple, by having a plan. Having a plan is important. It is a guide to remind you on how you will achieve your goals. It is easy to dream of being wealthy at a young age, but without proper planning, it can be a very windy and bumpy road. And so here are the steps you must do in order to plan your future. Step 1. List down all your interests. Life is like a map with numerous routes. One route may lead you to education, another may lead you to hobbies you will enjoy, another may teach you social skills, and others may lead you to ruin. Listing down what your interests are helps decide what route you should take for your future. Perhaps you want to go to the route that leads you to become a doctor, while also volunteering at animal shelters. But how could this be possible? Well, yes, it is, and it is through creating a list that makes it possible. By creating a list, keep all possible options you want to explore all your life. Make this list of your personal interests. It can be about cooking, playing the piano, being in a band, being a model, or in short, it can be anything you want. After you have finished your list, we can move to the next step. Speaking of interests, comment down below what are you currently working on. We would love to hear from you. And while you're down there, consider dropping a like and subscribe. Now back to the video. Step 2. Do your research. Sound research helps to make successful outcomes. This is your life, so you must also be the one who studies for it. Enlighten yourself. Researching is what makes you see the possible outcomes before jumping in with both feet. Part of researching is trying and testing out different possibilities. If you want to be a guitarist, there are numerous people willing to help you learn the guitar. Perhaps they can even be one of your friends. If you want to learn more about online skills, there are plenty of free classes. If your plan is to become a supervisor, read a few good books on the subject. Observe the skills needed to be one. Awaken the leader within you and pitch new ideas to your company. Step 3. Adopt habits that bring you closer to your goal. Success starts in the form of habits. Planning ahead is needed, but it is all for naught if you do not take the steps it comes with achieving your goals. For example, if you are an artist and your goal is to create a masterpiece, you must first practice every day to learn the techniques that are major elements of working with paints, brush techniques, and so on before you start your project. If your goal is to build muscle, then your plan include correct healthy eating, doing your workouts in the right order and with proper techniques, and seeking the advice of people more knowledgeable on the subject. If your goal is to write a novel, then you must explore ideas and start writing a few hundred words per day. Confused about what habits to start? It is here we can apply the rule of threes. So if my goal is to become a better athlete, the following 3 habits are what I must learn are: doing my workouts every day to ensure that I'm always in competitive shape. Spend a bit more time in practice to master the fundamentals. Focusing on clean nutrition to ensure that my body runs on a good fuel. By listing down 3 habits that will bring you closer to your goal, you develop a game plan which is easier to achieve rather than vague goals. Step 4. Carry out, analyze, and filter. Now that you have your 3 habits written down, implementing them is the last thing on the list. Discipline is a major factor in implementing habits. However, all plans at first are not perfect. Take your time to review your actions and analyze if they are bringing you closer to the results you desire. Make course changes as necessary. Remember to take breaks and review your progress. While analyzing your life, it is also important to filter out the habits that produce negative results. Learn to stop negative habits and replace them with positive ones. And always remember to be ready to adapt and thrive. Lastly, let's remember that life is a journey, so enjoy your life. Well, that is enough practical wisdom for today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up below. We will be posting 4 to 5 videos per week, so click the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of our new videos weekly. Thanks everyone and see you in the next video. Ciao!